towards dismantling those systems of oppression.
These things, if you haven't considered it before, and I just want to thank each and every one of you, the organizers, for being here, and just want to welcome you all again to this territory, and really honored to stand here and support all of you in all the work that needs to happen when it comes to addressing all these issues that, as Rhiannon talked about. So thank you. Those are my words.
In many forms such as racism, misogyny, and patriarchy, we can no longer be silent about the violence against women, the violation of women's rights that takes place in our homes.
We're also very happy to acknowledge that 150 is not the age of this city. It's not the age of this country. It's not the age of this land. It's 150 years of a certain governmental rule. So we're calling it 150 plus here, and we're working with our host nations, and they are helping us to celebrate the reality of the history of the city of Vancouver. We've got a number of festivals.
I am Mexican Canadian. I have a lot of identities like you. I'm a worker, I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a fighter. I'm a woman with my own ideas, and I fight for what is right. I'm part of the Mexican community. I'm a Morena member, and my heart is in the left. What a few days we have seen with 600 demonstrations, rallies, and walkouts around the world. You name it. New York, Seattle, Boston, Brazil, Mexico City. A mighty show of solidarity.
When you've got more than you need, and you're feeling others grieve, it all seems superficial to me. 'Cause we're hiding behind the consumer's mind. It's a game that will never win. And the rain is coming, and the wings are open, but it's pouring on down. I can't leave the ground, 'cause I'm falling under a spell that's just like thunder. Dig my heels to the ground.
Don't agonize, organize. And that's what women in Washington did. That's what women in Seattle did. That's what women in London did. And that's what about 4 or 5 wonderful women did here to organize this march. And so I want a really big shout out for Lisa and Sam and Lynn and Fruma and Boo. Let's give them a big hand. I don't know where Sam is, but 4 of them are here. Because that's what they did. They organized because they cared, and that's really, really important. You know, and we're here to raise our voices in solidarity with our friends, with our sisters in the United States and all over the world. But we're here because we have a message for the leaders of the world. We have a very, very important message. And that message is we believe in human rights, and we're going to fight to defend them. We've been part of many, many struggles for equality. We've been part of many struggles against oppression and discrimination. And those struggles have made us strong. We fought hard, and we've made progress in human rights. Rights for women, rights for workers, rights for people of color, rights for LGBT communities, rights for persons with disabilities, for immigrants to our country, for the homeless, for those who live in poverty. We've made gains, but we have a long way to go. We know there are people out there who would drive us backward in that fight for human rights. And some of them are in very influential roles leading major countries. But we're not going to let regressive right-wing leaders drive back the gains we've made. And we're not going to let them stop us from moving forward on those gains. We say every person must be valued. Every person has a right to dignity, to be free of harassment and discrimination, to be free of poverty and despair. That means we need to fight for the things that make our lives better. We need to fight for things like health care, child care, living wages, pensions and benefits, the things that we fought for so hard in the labor movement. We need to fight for decent and affordable housing. We need to fight for a poverty reduction plan so that no one lives in poverty in this province. Now, if you're a union activist, a community activist, I want to thank you for the work you've done. And I'm telling you, now is not the time to rest. Now is not the time to stop. Now is the time to up our game, to intensify our efforts, to work harder than we have ever worked before. And if you don't describe yourself as an activist, give up that idea. You have to be one now. Because if not you, then who? And for heaven's sakes, if not now, then when? We all have to join together because you know what? We have something that is amazing. And we've seen it here today. And we've seen it all over the world today. This is the key to our success. It is our solidarity with each other. And we have a secret weapon, and that is our numbers. And boy, did we ever see that today. We saw our numbers. Because however you count it, and many of you know I have a bit of a background teaching math, however you count it, there are more of us than there is of them. There are more working class people than CEOs and rich people. There are more union and community activists than there are narcissistic right-wing leaders. And we need to exercise the power of our numbers in our organizations, in the streets like we did today, and at the ballot box. Because we need to elect governments that share our values. Governments that say diversity is beautiful and it is our strength. Values that say we're going to fight for human rights and dignity for everyone. Values that say we believe in a world that is based on peace, on social justice, on freedom from poverty and inequality. We all have to be activists. We have to put every ounce of energy we have into the struggle for a world based on human dignity, decency, and fairness. And you know what? That world is possible. And we're not going to rest until we get there. And we're going to do it together because remember, we're not going to agonize, we're going to organize. Thank you very much.